If one thing is true about celebrities, it is that they are constantly changing their looks. Stars have lost weight, put on muscle, shaved their heads, and more for movie and television roles. The release of Mortal Kombat had fans of the video game excited to see their favorite characters come to life on screen. Of course, every time a celebrity cuts their hair or alters their appearance in some way, it doesn't mean they're doing it for a part. Though some may have expected more from the adaptation, one thing can be agreed on: Joe Taslim killed it as Sub-Zero. The Indonesian actor and martial artist had not only wowed the masses with his impressive portrayal of the movie's antagonist but also shocked his family and friends alike. According to Taslim in an interview with Variety, Sub-Zero's character is the complete opposite of who he really is in real life. Everybody got surprised because they said, "Oh my god, you're so evil on-screen. And look at you. In reality, you're so funny." He adds that some of them even wished for his death, all because of his evil character. However, instead of taking offense, Taslim took it with a pinch of salt, saying, "I was like, well, that's the role. Sometimes they just want to switch things up and, really, why shouldn't they?" Here's a look at some of the most dramatic celebrity changes over the years. Once a lovable goofball, now leading man. You may know funny man Chris Pratt for his lead role as Star-Lord in Guardians of the Galaxy or Owen in the reboot of Jurassic Park. Before that, though, Pratt was busy stealing the show over on NBC's Parks and Recreation as Andy Dwyer. While Pratt brings his unique humor and charm to every character he portrays, there still remains a stark contrast between Andy and Owen. "It's all right. You can say that I've been fat," Pratt told Men's Health. Pratt has been very open about his weight loss journey, even documenting some of it on Instagram. "There's nothing I can do, right? If you feel that way, then it means it's good." With such great skills, the 39-year-old actor has mentioned that he has signed options for 4 more Mortal Kombat films if Warner Bros. In one throwback photo, Pratt even shared his weight, nearly 300 pounds. It may seem Pratt lost weight overnight, but in reality, it took quite a bit of patience. Decides to move forward with a franchise. He explained in an interview with Clever, "It took a long time." This decision was heavily influenced by Taslim's 10-year-old son's opinion of the movie, which he had rated a 7 overall. In addition, Taslim's son's approval was not difficult to attain, seeing as he had mentioned how Sub-Zero was the perfect character for the actor to take on. "There wasn't any trick to it or any secret to it. People want to know what the secret is." Taslim's toughest challenge, however, was wearing the Sub-Zero suit that weighed 33 pounds. "It looks so dope, an amazing design, and then I tried to walk," he says. "The secret is, you can't do it in a month. I couldn't walk. It was so heavy. It takes 8 months, or a year, or a lifetime." Pratt ended the interview with some great motivation. "Time is going to go by just as fast whether you're doing it or not, so, who do you want to be 8 months from now? If you want to be in good shape, then get on it today." She went from being bullied to critiquing fashion. The world was introduced to Kelly Osbourne in the summer of 2002 when she was just a teenager. "I was like, how am I going to fight in this costume?" For the actor's convenience, a lighter suit was made for more intense stunt work, yet despite having lost about 5 pounds from wearing the suit, Taslim's passion for his work encourages him to keep going. "Sometimes you get hit in the face or you hit someone in the face, but for me, that's the fun of it. That was well before you could stream anything on Netflix, but I'm sure you can remember binge-watching far too many episodes of The Osbournes on MTV." Sadly, Osbourne was heavily criticized for her weight. "I know it's probably weird, but to create a beautiful work, sometimes it has to happen," he says. With a huge possibility of a sequel to Mortal Kombat, it seems as though Joe Taslim will be reprising his role as Sub-Zero. She told Shape magazine, "I was called fat and ugly in the press almost my entire life. I understand that being judged by others comes with the territory, but it broke my heart and ruined my self-esteem. It sets you up to hate yourself in a huge way." Since 2002, Osbourne's weight has fluctuated. If you've yet to watch the movie, check out a sneak peek of Joe Taslim's Sub-Zero in the opening scene of the movie. Drop a Facebook comment below. It wasn't until joining Dancing with the Stars in 2009 that Osbourne made real lasting changes. Ow, when I'm full, I stop eating. It may have taken me 26 years to figure it out, but I've finally learned how to do it right," she explained. Always one to experiment with trends, Osbourne joined Fashion Police and shared her style insight and critiques for 5 years. Although she decided to leave the show before it came to its natural end, her look is still on point, especially that lilac hair. Plumped lips and possibly more? When you look at pictures of Kylie Jenner from back in 2008, you might not believe your eyes. At that time, Jenner was only 11 years old. At 21, you'd expect her to look different, no doubt. But, just how different? While there may be no denying the extraordinary evolution of Jenner's look over a 10-year time frame, Jenner hasn't always been willing to talk about it. After fans speculated that Jenner had her lips enlarged, Jenner denied it for a time before eventually admitting it on an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. In an interview with Complex, Jenner explained her thought process behind dodging the rumors. "I wasn't even 17 yet. What if I came out and said, 'Oh, yeah, I got my lips done'? What are all those moms going to think about me? These kids, my fans, they're going to think I'm crazy. I didn't want to be a bad influence." Jenner added, "But they thought it was crazier that I was lying about it because it was so obvious. I wish I had just been honest and upfront." Regardless, Jenner told Complex, "It's annoying to hear every day that you're just this fake, plastic person when you're not. Every single day there was a news story about me." As of 2018, Jenner has stayed mum about rumors of additional work, despite having posted a picture of herself to Instagram in 2017 featuring what looks like a very visible side boob scar. You can call her Caitlyn. Although Kylie Jenner's transformation is remarkable, there is certainly no Jenner change quite as significant as Caitlyn's. In 2015, Olympic gold medalist Caitlyn Jenner, then known as Bruce, sat down with Diane Sawyer and revealed a lifelong struggle with gender identity. 2 years later, Jenner again sat down with the ABC News journalist. This time, however, Bruce was nowhere to be found. "Do you miss being Bruce?" Sawyer asked. Jenner responded quickly, "No. Not at all. Not even close." When discussing the iconic Vanity Fair cover, she explained, "I know my kids thought it was a little too much, but, from my standpoint, I had suffered for 65 years, okay? To have a beautiful shot of my authentic self was important, and the shock value. I wanted to end the old Bruce, my old life, and that picture did it." Since posing on the cover of Vanity Fair, Jenner also went on to accept the Arthur Ashe Award for Courage at the ESPYs. Additionally, she penned a memoir entitled The Secrets of My Life and starred in the reality show I Am Kate for 2 seasons before its cancellation. After 2 amazing seasons of I Am Kate, it's time for the next adventure, Jenner shared on Twitter. If Jenner is anything like the rest of the Kardashian-Jenner clan, you can be sure that statement is true. From fat-shamed to fit-shamed, Khloe Kardashian is possibly the most cruelly criticized Kardashian sister. In fact, the top Urban Dictionary definition for her name is, "a large and hideous humanoid monster, absolutely ridiculous." Kardashian's weight has fluctuated over the years, and all the while, she endured criticism. In 2012, Kardashian said to Us Weekly, "I'm a size 6/8. If I weren't in Hollywood world, no one would ever say I was fat." Still, Kardashian hoped to be a role model. "If I can make other people feel good about their ups and downs in weight, then I want to be that person." By 2016, Kardashian had begun the transformation of a lifetime. She told Health magazine, "I had turned to food and had an unhealthy relationship with food my whole life, and I was like, food has never helped me lose weight. So I joined Equinox, and I would go there and put my headphones on and get on the elliptical or the stairs." After some time, Kardashian also decided to get a trainer and credits him for changing her body. However, haters will still hate. Kardashian further explained, "Some people were like, 'It took you so long to lose weight.' But some other people were like, 'I liked you better when you were fat.' I get body shamed now that I work out. But I don't care what weight I am. It's genuinely about me being healthy." Good for her. He'll be a lust object forever. Jared Leto has changed a lot since his days as teen heartthrob Jordan Catalano on My So-Called Life. So much so that he diminishes his role in the show. "Let's face it, I barely spoke," he told Rolling Stone. "I have a lot of gratitude for starting there, but they made such a big deal of the character in the show." Ouch. When the interviewer explained the role of Jordan Catalano as a lust object, Leto agreed and continued, "I'm happy to have taken that baton or whatever." Leto may be embarrassed about his early acting career, but it's arguably the least weird thing about him. Rolling Stone went on to describe his home, a 100,000 square foot former secret Air Force base, and the creepy house party he threw. "There was a haunted hallway set up, and it ended in this S&M bondage room," he said. Leto also apparently dressed up as the Pope. Another peculiar interest of Leto's is the afterlife and the possibility of humanity being a part of some sort of matrix. His could all be some big game, as well. "Who knows if this is even real as we perceive real to be," he explained. With core beliefs like those of Leto's, it makes sense that his appearance is in a constant state of evolution. From his long flowing ombre locks to Joker green, bright pink, and even bleached blonde buzzcuts, he's tried them all. Ironically, he's still a heartthrob, despite his earlier objections. Is she still charming? Rose Mcgowan is perhaps best known for her role as Paige Matthews in Charmed, though she doesn't seem as transfixed by her character as were her fans. When asked by TMZ if she would be interested in watching a reboot of the popular show, she said, "I didn't watch the first time, so I won't watch the second time." She attempted to clarify, not in a bad way. And if they offered her a chance to reprise her role? Mcgowan responded, "Long-term television freaks me out." Mcgowan has changed quite a bit since she first premiered on Charmed in 1998. However, her most dramatic changes came in 2007 and 2015. Sadly, Mcgowan suffered a traumatic injury in a car accident in 2007. She told Page Six, "I didn't realize I was hurt until I put my hand to my face and felt the flap of skin. My glasses had sliced me under my eye. Ow." In an effort to reduce scarring, Mcgowan had plastic surgery. In 2015, Mcgowan decided to change her look on her own terms. In a video she shared on Instagram, a hairstylist was shown buzzing away Mcgowan's black pixie-length hair. That look definitely took some major confidence. In 2018, Mcgowan appears to have grown her hair back just a bit. Either way, it's still an edgy look. From Jess to Jack, if you grew up watching Gilmore Girls, there's a pretty good chance you tune in each and every week to watch This Is Us on NBC, another great series starring Milo Ventimiglia. Granted, Ventimiglia's role as Jess and his role as Jack are not exactly similar. In the former, he's the well-read bad boy, and in the latter, he's an amazing husband and father of 3 teenagers. Oh, and he has a mustache. In addition to the new facial hair, Ventimiglia also went from scrawny to buff, really buff, in the years between the Gilmore Girls' first series finale and the premiere of This Is Us. A profile of Ventimiglia for Men's Fitness explained that the actor, at 5 feet 9 inches and 137 pounds, decided to quit smoking, begin working out, and started eating healthier. "For the first time, I started to really pay attention to what I was putting into my body," he said. Although his goal was to avoid bulking up too much, he added 20 pounds of muscle mass to his small frame and weighs around 155 pounds. "People started to look at me and say, 'Wow, you've grown up. Did you get taller?' he said, reportedly laughing. "If you were always rooting for Team Jess, it may be time to support Team Jack too." The Old Taylor is dead in 2008. Taylor Swift was busy releasing her second album and even earned her first Grammy nomination, according to Billboard. Fast forward some 10 years and Swift has won 10 Grammy Awards. She's also been nominated a total of 31 times. Throughout the years, Swift's music has transformed. Her look has also changed pretty dramatically, especially with the release of the 2017 album Reputation. Thankfully for fans, that means no more performing in ball gowns, donning bright blue eyeshadow, or crimping her hair. After all, the Old Taylor is supposedly dead. From talk show host to Santa Claus, David Letterman retired from The Late Show in May 2015 after hosting for decades. On his very last episode, he thanked all of his staff members with humility. "These people collectively deserve more credit for this show than I ever will." Why did Letterman retire? Simply put, it was just time to do other things. "I have spent half my time behind this desk. More importantly, that means I've spent half my life in makeup," he explained on his show back in 2014. The Washington Post reported that his full television career added up to 5,914 episodes and over 34 long years. Essentially, half his life. Now that Letterman was free to let his hair down, he did exactly that. Well, sort of. He actually shaved his head and grew out a long white beard, resembling another popular jolly fellow. Despite spending a long time behind the desk of The Late Show, Letterman decided to return to TV after all. Letterman's show on Netflix, My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman, premiered in January of 2018. But this doesn't mean he ditched the beard. In fact, it looks like he actually grew it out some more.